Hi guys, my name is Barry and welcome back to the channel. I do like talking about some theories in films with the Scream franchise, and I did ask you guys online, what kind of theories do you like me to, or would you like me to talk about? And one that could actually come true. And one thing that some people kept on bringing up was, what if Kirby was actually a Ghostface killer? And that's a good one because it's something that I thought about as well ever since watching Scream 6. What if Kirby is and was still one of the killers in the Scream franchise? When it comes to theories, I think in this Scream franchise, Kirby being a killer is probably the least far-fetched one, and I'll explain that in this video. Now, if you're going to be commenting before you watch the whole video, you're not going to get the whole idea, but if you stay to the end, and I promise I think a lot of it makes sense, stay to the end of the video and then watch it all first before you comment, because I assure you it gives you more of an idea of where I'm coming from. Kirby's first involvement in Scream 6 actually takes place when she gets handed the masks from a crime scene that belonged to Charlie Walker and Jill Roberts. What are the chances of that happening? Is that a coincidence? Or was that intentional? Although the Baileys are the killers in Scream 6, if you look at Wayne Bailey's face when he sees Kirby Reed, not knowing who she is, he didn't know that she was going to be in this situation, in this movie. So for him and his family, that's a bit of a curveball because they had a plan in place. Although the plan still played out the way it should have, or the way he wanted it to, that was a bit of a curveball. So he had to do his own investigating on Kirby. If we look at the backstory of Kirby just now, after she gets stabbed from Charlie Walker, she disappears from the Scream films, and when she reappears as an FBI agent, Deputy Bailey, or Detective Bailey, sorry, he says that he's going to send people out to investigate Kirby Reed. Now, I don't know if he actually done that because he's obviously one of the killers, so he could be pretending that he's getting someone to go and investigate Kirby, but because he doesn't really care, he doesn't really look into it. So for all we know, or maybe he did look into it and he found out that she wasn't part of the FBI, but that doesn't matter because he's a killer, so why rat out another killer? We don't know if she is definitely part of the FBI. Let's assume that she is part of the FBI. The FBI would know for a fact who Richie's parents actually were, who his biological parents were, and they would know from that Detective Bailey is the father of Richie. And why would he be hiding it? We don't know. So if she is definitely FBI, then she would definitely know that Richie's parent is Detective Bailey. Also, being assigned to the Ghostface case after being a Ghostface victim would be a conflict of interest. That's something that the FBI also wouldn't allow you to do. As you know, her emotions would cloud her judgment, especially after being handed the Ghostface masks of Charlie Walker and Jill Roberts. It seems to me, whether she's part of the FBI or if she's lying, it seems to me that she's voluntarily getting involved in this case because the FBI would not allow her to be part of this case. You could say, yes, of course, she's got experience in the role, but Charlie Walker and Jill Roberts aren't the killers in this film, so the only experience she has is the experience that she received in Scream 4. These are new killers now. They don't go in the same pattern as Charlie Walker and Jill Roberts. She's got no reason to be part of this case because, again, she was a victim in the past. They just wouldn't allow her to get involved. So when you think about it, maybe Bailey, even though he's a killer, maybe Bailey is right in a way to investigate Kirby, because even him as an actual police officer, he might be thinking the same thing as us. How has she been sent here? She's a victim of a previous Ghostface. Surely she wouldn't be assigned to this case. So he has every right, even though he's a killer, like I said, he has every right to investigate that because that seems strange. Throughout the film, the audience get little hints of, could Kirby actually be the killer? There are some scenes where she's alone and she's smirking, like to us, to let us know that, oh, maybe she's the killer. It's that Billy Loomis moment. Is she or isn't she the killer? Is Billy the killer? Is he not the killer? The audience are made to believe that Kirby could potentially be the killer, and then it throws us off numerous times. So why Kirby? Why would she be a killer? Well, let's go back to Scream 4. She does get stabbed by Charlie Walker, but before she gets stabbed, we're introduced to her as a movie buff. Most notably a horror movie buff. So she has all the aspects of being a Ghostface killer initially, but you have to wonder, well, why would Charlie try and kill her? Well, if you look back at Charlie Walker doesn't really know too much in terms of what it is to be the killer and how to lead this. Jill Roberts is obviously the leader between her and Charlie. Now, Charlie does stab Kirby, but when Charlie goes back with Jill, Jill kills Charlie. Charlie had no idea that Jill was going to kill him, so he's, what they say, out of the loop. So who's to say that Jill and Kirby weren't part of their own Ghostface circle without letting Charlie know about this? Because Charlie doesn't know, because he's infatuated with Jill, he's then killed Kirby, or tried to kill Kirby, and went back to Jill. And Jill's thought, oh, you killed Kirby, that wasn't supposed to happen, but you weren't to know. It's fine, because I don't mind being the only survivor anyway. That was my plan. So maybe the plan was Kirby and Jill were going to kill Charlie so that they two could be the two survivors, and then Jill could backstab Kirby and be the only survivor. But because Kirby nearly died before Charlie could say anything or do anything or know anything, then Charlie died and so did Jill, so that Kirby was the only survivor and nobody was alive to say, well, actually, Kirby was part of the plan. There's no reason for Jill to say that Kirby was part of the plan, because at the time, Jill thought that Kirby was dead. But because Kirby survived and Jill and Charlie died, then both of her accomplices, or at least one of her accomplices and Jill, are both dead. So nobody knows about Kirby's involvement as a Ghostface killer in Scream 4. And because nobody knows, and because she's still alive, there's your future killer for Scream 7. Like I said, guys, there are a lot of theories out there, especially within the Scream franchise, and I feel like this one would be the one that could possibly happen. We might find out in Scream 7, if Kirby comes back again, that she is the Ghostface killer, and they might even go back in time to 2011 and show some kills in that movie as Kirby being the killer, and her talking to Jill, going back and forward with each other, saying, let's not tell Charlie about this, I don't want Charlie to know, let Charlie take the fall for everything and us two can get away. That seems very logical. That seems like something that could happen and would happen in a future Scream film, so I wouldn't rule it out. Kirby may very well be the Ghostface killer. So what are your thoughts on that, guys? Do you think it's too far-fetched? Do you think it's possible? Leave your comments down below, let me know what you think, and if you think there's any plot holes within that idea, then leave your comments down below as well and let me know. As always, guys, thanks a lot for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.
Meeting adjourned.
I'll be right back.
What are you waiting for, huh?
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Ever played Skin the Cat?
Someone